courtroom, an East Texas woman is sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to a 2021 murder. A 40-year-old Regina Massey and Brandon Gilliam were both charged with murder in the death of Steve McDowell. The arrest affidavit stated his body was found in his bedroom by a neighbor who was concerned when his dogs were left out in the rain. Massey was arrested that same day, while Gilliam was arrested later and pleaded guilty. He received that same sentence of 20 years. The city of Tyler